Mhm.
So thank you everyone tonight and all that are going to watch the replay for our All Things Thieves class. For those of you that are familiar with the company that we align ourselves with, Young Living, you know what that is. And for those that are not, you're probably like, what? Thieves? What? So we're going to get into that story, why it's important, and we're going to share with you many things that you can use in order to detox your home, and the more important reason of why you should be detoxing your home. But before we get started, so we have lots of information, lots of slides to go through today, actually. But before we get started, we always think that it's super important to let you know who's speaking into your life. Some of us have only talked via email or text message a couple times. And some of you that are watching the replay might not know any of us. So we want to make sure that you know our stories, why we're passionate about this, why it's important for us, and why it's something we just want you to align with us because it's going to help your overall health. So there's a few of us that are going to share our stories tonight with you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my sister Dana, and she's going to start, and then she'll go over some of her favorite things with you.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Again, appreciate you being here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're with us. So first and foremost, I'm Dana. And I actually love talking about toxic-free living in the home and how Thieves plays in that. Because for me, this was a huge piece, first and foremost, that we'll talk about detoxing my home. So for me and my journey, I grew up very sickly, allergies. I literally couldn't breathe all the time, and I thought that was normal. Like when people would be like seasonal, and I'm like, oh, there's times of the year you can breathe. That's pretty cool. I wake up every morning and I struggle to breathe. And what I didn't realize is how much it was linked to personal care products as well as what I had in my environment and what I was inhaling. And it's funny how, especially as mothers, when it's something that's affecting us, we kind of keep moving on like, oh, whatever. But it wasn't until I had my son and I realized he was experiencing some of the similar cycles that I was experienced too. And as a baby, he was very sickly. I was on bed rest with him for 5 months. When he was born, he was asthmatic. He had very bad eczema. To the point that, like, you know how babies normally have that nice, beautiful baby skin, his looked like a snake. Like it was very rough. It was very, for me, very scary. And so I constantly was asking the doctors, like, what can I do? There has to be something I can do. And it's like, no, that's just the way he is. Give him this hydrocortisone, give him these breathing treatments. That's the way the rest of his life is going to look. And I just had a hard time sitting with that. And I remember at the time I had clients that they would have all these suggestions and things. I was nursing him. So I first and foremost changed my diet, and then I changed our environment. And so I started being a little investigator and looking at labels. And if I Googled an ingredient and it said anything linked to allergies or asthma, I didn't use it. And that was hard for me. That was very hard for me, because when I tell you, like, I love the smell of candles. I even like to light a match just to smell the smell of a match. Like it's I don't know why, but it's very comforting to me. I like, fires and things like that. And so it was very difficult for me. But I realized, again, because especially my son was more sensitive to it, and he's a baby, right? You got to remember, as a baby, right, you're even more susceptible to things. These small changes, I could see how it affected and lessened his need for breathing treatments, and lessened his reactions when it came to the eczema and other things like that. And for me, that opened my eyes to realize, what else do I not know, right? What else do I not know? And what other changes can I make in my life? So really, even before Young Living came into our lives, I detoxed our home. So at the time, because I didn't know about Thieves, I was using like vinegar, and I was using baking soda, and I was making my own little stuff. I was using essential oils. They were subpar essential oils, but I didn't know, right? And I remember during that time period, Anthony's like, it stinks in here. Why does it smell like vinegar? Like, where's the bleach? I can't take, but he saw the changes that were happening for myself as well as for my son. And so we continued in that path until thieves came into our lives. And so I'm super, super passionate about teaching about thieves because I really did think that I was going to live in a world of no smells. Because if you know anybody that suffers really bad with like allergies and asthma and things like that, they cannot do scents, no fragrance, right? It all has to be just pure. And so the fact that you can have something like thieves that actually smells good, but it also supports your immune system. It strengthens your lungs and supports you when it comes to wait, that's not compliant. I can't say allergy. It just supports your body. So with that, I want to share some things to avoid in detoxing the home. All right, all right. So all things thieves. So this is super, super important. I say if you can screenshot this, it's funny because even in my, I have a book all about natural hair. These things are listed in there too, because sadly they're in your cleaning products. They could be in your shampoos and some of those other things too. But these are really ingredients that you want to avoid, okay? It's sad that formaldehyde is even in cleaning products, but it is, okay? As well as, I always say this word wrong. She gave me this screen and I can't pronounce half these things. Phypholates, VOCs, sodium lauryl sulfate or SLS, sodium laureth sulfate, SLES. So you'll notice that on a lot of bottles, it'll just have these initials. So that's what you want to look for. Also, ethanolamines, MEAs, DEAs, and TEAs, okay? Triclosan. This is one that's in a lot of like antibacterial soaps and things like that. There was actually studies that have been done that they took antibacterial soaps and they took cleaning soaps, right? And they compared, and the antibacterial soap was no more effective than the other soaps, okay? So keep that in mind too when you're making these changes. And then fragrance. Fragrance is one of those hidden things that can be all types of things, right? There's a lot of ingredients that you want to avoid that they hide behind other things, because what companies can do is what they call trade secrets, which we'll talk a little bit more about as well. Next, please. So why thieves? C2 seal is quality commitment, okay? I always tell, I think I probably talk about C2 seal at every single class that I teach. www.c2seal.com, okay? If you ever feel the urge to go to a health food store and pick up an oil or anything like that, I want you to remember C2 seal. What makes Young Living different? It is their C2 seal process. And even when you think about the price that we pay for our cleaning products, for our oils and things like that, when you actually investigate the processes that they go through in order to ensure the purity, you actually will look at your bottle very differently. You'll be like, actually, this is a great value. They do all of that just for this one teeny bottle that they sent me. So they start with those seeds. They make sure, and they have over 500 scientists on hand that make sure that the seeds that they pick are going to be at their optimal ability. They make sure the soil is at its optimal ability so that it can get all of its nutrients. When they plant, they not only, their standards are beyond organic. They not only don't plant on anything that has pesticides or herbicides, but it can't in 50 years, okay? This is a standard that nobody has, okay? When Gary Young came into the industry, he realized with distillation, this was a place that many people made problems, okay? Because what they would do is, and we even know when we heat up our food, right? The food that you picked out of the garden has more nutrients than once you sauteed it in the pan, right? Which has even less nutrients once you put it in the fridge and then microwaved it, right? And so it's the same thing with the distillation process, okay? It cannot be, there's certain things that cannot be heated. And if they are, they're going to still smell like maybe orange or lemon, but they're not going to have their constituent properties. There's going to be things that smell like peppermint or eucalyptus, but it doesn't have its medicinal abilities. Okay. And again, that's what makes Young Living different. You know that when you get your oils, you're going to get them directly from Young Living shipped to you. You're not going to get them on Amazon. You're not going to get them on eBay. You're going to get them directly from Young Living. And each bottle is sealed with its own lock code number so that you know how pure it is. Next. So Thieves Household Cleaner. So it's an ultra concentrated, versatile formula made with plant-based ingredients. It can be used on virtually every surface in your home, contains no harsh or dangerous chemicals, no need to rinse after use. I want to stop there real quick because did you know, and this is not to shame anybody, if you do, still use your bleach, but did you know when you use Lysol and you use bleach, you're supposed to actually clean up the surface after you use it? How many people do that, right? Most people still just eat on those dishes or they eat off of whatever it's been cleaned in. But you're actually supposed to go back after you disinfect and clean it again so that you don't get those chemicals into your system. It's safe for septic systems and for use around pets and children. I actually had a good friend of mine when I first started getting into Young Living, and her son actually had Tide Pods, and for whatever reason, he was a baby, he got into them and it got into his eyes. And he had to be rushed to emergency, and they had to actually put tubes in his eyes. And when she sent me this picture, it's something that like you don't want to see. And it was because of the chemicals. I'm not saying that I allow my babies to drink Thieves Cleaner, but I don't worry when they're in contact with it. So the beautiful thing about nature is it's safe enough to kill the things you don't want or need. It's that intelligent, it's that wise, but yet it's not harming our family, our pets, or our children. Next. Thieves in the kitchen. So again, when we think about Thieves, it goes beyond just the cleaner. So there's Thieves automatic dishwasher powder. It contains natural enzymes, essential oils, citric acid, and saponines. Contains no dyes, phosphates, artificial fragrances, or synthetic surfactants. Removes dried on food, grease, oil, and other contaminants. I can't actually comment on this because I swear every time I go to order it, it's out of stock. I don't know. Do you do you get to use? If anybody else gets to use it, please share in the chat. Dish soap contains no sulfates, dyes, formaldehyde, phosphates, or synthetic perfumes. Uses natural grease cutting agents and essential oils. Leaves dishes sparkling clean with no residue. I do love the dish soap. Use it. I cut mine in. Spread it out between 3 bottles because I'm all about those saving hacks. Next. Oh, so then, hello. The next slide, it tells you to do that. I'm sorry. So remove 2/3 of the soap from the bottle. Actually, you guys screenshot this for real, for real. Like this is one you want to save for later. Remove 2/3 of the soap from the bottle and store for later. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the remaining soap. Fill with distilled or filtered water and shake until all mixed together. I will say this too, the one thing to keep in mind, if you're used to like washing dishes and having those nice sudsy bubbles and things like that, the Thieves soap on its own does not do that. But when you add the baking soda, you can get a little bit of that feel. So it is nice to have. Thieves in the kitchen, Thieves fruit and veggie soak. I love this. So another fun thing is every time I go grocery shopping, I get flowers. I love flowers for my table. It also works very well to keep the flowers longer. Okay, so put a little of the veggie soak in your flowers with the little food. It safely and effective cleans fruits and vegetables, contains thieves, dyes, and purification essential oil blends, highly concentrated for long lasting use. I do love the veggie soak. I do keep that on hand. And I think that's it for me.
Uh, you got one more, and then if you could hop into a few more slides. I think it's thieves and the laundry as well.
Okay.
So this is the spray.
Oh, like this the same slide. I'm sorry. Effectively cleans fruits and vegetables, contains thieves and lime essential oil, packaged in a small and easy to use spray bottle. So this one is great for when you're on the go. I think I do have that one too. Thieves laundry soap, wool dryer balls. So strong advocate for this as well. Love, love, love it. It's very concentrated. I believe the regular bottle does like 64 loads. And of course, there's a hack. So make sure you screenshot this one as well. I do dilute my laundry soap as well. So remove 16 ounces of soap from the bottle, half of it. Add 3 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner. You already have your cleaner, so you might as well add that to it. It helps to boost your laundry. Add 16 ounces of distilled or filtered water. Gently shake until completely incorporated. You just doubled your bottle. Use as directed. So we do this as well. Love, love, love doing that. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to give you a break. Again, we got lots of information to get through today. So we're going to give you a break from looking at those slides and being lectured to. And I'm going to share some of my story with you guys, and then we'll go back into a little bit of information. And so Dana told her story. I come from the same family. I got the same genes. So whatever she said times 3. So I was the worst child when it came to my immune system, when it came to my allergies. I was Dayton. I remember having to be rushed to the emergency room as a 3-year-old, as a 4-year-old, as a 5-year-old, had to drink this thick liquid, having to have 3 different inhalers for my asthma, for my allergies, scratching my skin until it was bleeding, having ringworm, having all of the things, and just thinking that that was normal. And that's the way I was going to grow up, and that I was just going to always have to be on 7 different medications. And then I started to get other issues on top of those normal issues of getting sick all the time and allergies and eczema and skin problems. I started to get hormone issues. I was in a couple of accidents. I had gut issues when I thought I was still relatively young. And I started talking to everyone else that was in their 30s at the time. And they all had body pain and they all had hormone issues, and some of them already had body parts taken out. And I was just like, this is not the way it is supposed to be. Something is wrong and I need some natural solutions. So I was looking, and I honestly and truthfully did not think that essential oils was going to be the answer, because I was in the process of buying 200. I'd been a supplement junkie before, so I was buying $200 to $300 worth of supplements on Vitamin World, on Amazon, on all these different websites. I was buying these disgusting tinctures. I was buying herbs, and I bought a couple essential oils, and essential oils didn't really work. So I didn't think that essential oils was going to be my thing. But I had a couple of friends that started posting on Facebook, I'm diffusing lavender and it smells amazing. And I was like, whatever, they're trying to sell me something. And so I reluctantly went to a good friend's home party with the intention of not buying essential oils. Panaway was placed on my body, and my life was dramatically and radically changed, and has never been the same. Within 2 weeks, I started using Ninja Red. That completely, it's our red juice that everybody needs to be on. And we have classes we've done on that if you need more information and don't know what I'm talking about. And then I started using some of the emotional oils, and that helped me with my emotions. And so the funny thing is, this whole portion of it about toxic-free living was a happy byproduct for me because I was suffering from a lot more serious stuff. I was looking for some hormone relief and some gut relief. I was trying to do with that. I didn't even know that, like Dana said, the fact that I was a candle junkie and I had plugins in every single plug in my house was contributing to my asthma. It was aggravating my allergies. I didn't realize the fact that I always had to have bleach and I had to have every single different type of cleaner. I loved, the blue toilet bowl cleaner and the Comet, and that, I had to have every single specific cleaner, and I was a couponer. So I had them like stacked up in my closet. So I didn't just have one, I had like 5 of every single one in my closet, like gassing off at all times. It was great. Like, I didn't know that stuff was irritating my skin and was also not good for my respiratory system. And so that was something that I learned over time. And I'm just completely amazed now that I don't have any asthma medicine on my medical file anymore. I don't need it anymore. I don't need any inhalers because I've went 5 years without needing them. And so they're like, okay, well, you don't have asthma anymore and we can take that off. I don't have any of my medicine that I have for my stomach. I don't have to worry about my eczema cream. And I know it's because we've taken these toxins out of our home. And so with that, I'm going to go back to sharing some of the other amazing, amazing products that we have with you guys that will help in those areas. So another place that, went all the way back to the beginning. Let's go back to where we're. Another place that some of these toxins can be lurking and can affect us is in our bathrooms. And so starting in our bathrooms, we have our toothpaste, our mouthwash, and dental floss. And really, really do some research, guys. Do some research on some of the side effects. Again, look up those chemicals. But we have solutions for toxic-free things in our bathroom, such as our Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste. So it's formulated without sulfates, synthetic dyes, artificial flavors, preservatives, or fluoride. It supports healthy-looking gums and teeth with ingredients from nature and pure essential oils. It offers gentle treatment of tooth enamel and long-lasting fresh breath. And then we have another oily hack. It says, use your Aroma Bright toothpaste as deodorant. Just a tiny pea-sized amount rubbed on your underarms does the trick. So I thought this was weird that people do this. Like, seriously, I was like, I don't understand why, and it doesn't make any sense. And it just seems weird to me. A lot of people that do this swear by it. But then last time I went out of town to Las Vegas, I forgot my deodorant. So I didn't have a choice, and it did work. So I have tried it. Thieves Whitening Toothpaste. So gently removes surface stains, cleans and whitens teeth, helps reduce and prevent tartar buildup, fights plaque, and supports healthy gums. It's formulated without fluoride, that SLS that we said is so damaging to us, parabens, phthalates, mineral oils, synthetic perfumes or dyes, toxic ingredients, artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Formulated without GMOs or gluten-containing ingredients. Thieves Fresh Essence Plus Mouthwash contains Thieves Peppermint and Spearmint essential oils for long-lasting fresh breath, alcohol-free and formulated without synthetic dyes, artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, or harmful antimicrobial agents. Neutralizes odor caused by bad breath, germs, while helping to fight gingivitis and plaque buildup. And so again, just do some research, guys, on what can be in your toothpaste, and read the back of your toothpaste and your mouthwash. The fact that you're not supposed to swallow it, but you put it in your mouth, should be alarming to the majority of us. This Thieves mouthwash actually has colloidal silver in it, so you're actually oil pulling at the same time when you do it. There's just so many additional benefits to it that everyone needs to switch this over in their bathroom. And then we also have our Thieves Dental Floss. Made with strong fibers that resist fraying, easily glides between teeth, helps maintain healthy teeth and gums, contains Thieves and peppermint essential oils. And again, formulated without synthetic dyes, artificial colors, flavors, gluten, or preservatives. And then we have our Thieves soaps. I actually did a video about the dangers in soaps and sanitizers. And like Dana mentioned earlier, a lot of the times what's in these antimicrobial or antibacterial soaps and sanitizers do not clean any better, even though they're toxic. I actually work in an industry that's called facilities management, and we have to grade and assess suppliers on cleaning. And we were promoting green products. And we actually did a test between a green cleaner and a sanitizing wipe. And the sanitizing wipe did not clean. We had a tool that we can measure how the bacteria would leave. We were doing it on a cell phone. The antibacterial wipe didn't clean the cell phone. It didn't change it at all. It was just wiping the germs around. And then we used a green cleaner and it made it to hospital level clean. So to me, that was just another proof. Why have the toxins if they're not gonna actually clean? So we have amazing alternatives like our Thieves Cleansing Bar Soap. It provides natural gentle exfoliation and soothing benefits from Oat brand. It leaves your skin feeling soft, smooth, and refreshed. Gentle enough for all skin types. It's made with 100% vegetarian formula and infused with clove, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus radiata, lemon, and rosemary essential oils. It's formulated with non-gluten containing ingredients. And then we have our Thieves Foaming Hand Soap. It combines thieves, lemon, and orange essential oils with other naturally derived ingredients to clean hands. Instant foam makes it easy to lather and rinse, leaves skin soft and clean with a light Thieves scent. It comes in a single, 3-pack, and 32-ounce refill. Then we have our Thieves on the go, which I love, love, love. So we have our Thieves hand sanitizer. This kills 99.9% of germs and eliminates common harmful bacteria. It's formulated with powerful essential oils and plant-based ingredients. It lightly moisturizes with aloe vera and vegetable glycerin, contains no petrochemicals, mineral oil, parabens, sulfates, phthalates, synthetic fragrances, dyes, preservatives, or toxic ingredients. So it meets the standards of what everybody in the past 12 months, I always had my 3 sanitizers in my car, one for me, one for the passenger, one for the back. That was just how I was. Now that everybody has it all the time, if I'm visiting with some other people, I gift this to them. It meets all the standards that we need for what we've been going through in the past 12 months for sure, but it doesn't have those toxic chemicals. Then we have our Thieves Spray. It contains naturally derived plant-based ingredients, no rinsing required after use. So Dana clearly mentioned that, right? Like if I spray something to disinfect it, it's not gonna have those harsh smells coming from it, nor do you need to rinse that off like you're supposed to do with something like bleach. Cleans many different surfaces, counters, sinks, toilets, door handles, etc. Safe to use around the whole family, including children and pets. And then we have our Thieves wipes, non-drying, non-greasing, and no rinsing required, non-toxic and biodegradable. Remember after 3, 4, 6 months, I'm not sure exactly, we had a crisis where all of these wipes were just coming up all over the place, right? These are actually biodegradable. They're not going to have that issue. Contains naturally derived plant-based ingredients to quickly clean and freshen surfaces. So then we also have our Ingestible Thieves, and these things are super, super important as well and have literally changed my life. The Thieves Vitality, Thieves Cough Drops, Thieves Lozenges, and Thieves Mint. So our Thieves Vitality, I take an immune boosting, detoxing, gut healthy drink in the morning that has my Thieves Vitality. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that has apple cider vinegar, honey, half a squeeze lemon, and Thieves, you can definitely message me so I can send you the video that I did on that. I take it every single day. And I used to be the individual that stayed congested the entire winter. I was told that I had a weak immune system. I was in track in high school. I was 116 pounds of muscle. I was eating the best of my life, and I would get sick every month, throwing up in the bathroom. I was demanding that the doctors take more tests. I was like, figure out what's wrong with me and fix it. And they're like, you just have a weak immune system. And now I never get sick. I never get sick because I've changed my diet. I've taken these toxins out and I use Thieves and apple cider vinegar and honey every single day. And if I feel a touch of something because I've done something silly, like forget a coat and walked in the rain, I do that tea 3 times a day. 2 days later, it's gone. And anyone I've suggested it to that have felt something, apple cider vinegar, honey, half a squeeze lemon, Thieves, 3 times a day, 2 days, they're good. So it is cleansing to our digestive system. It contains antioxidant properties. It provides general wellness and immune system support. I would not go without taking my Thieves every single day. And then we have our Thieves cough drops. Cools nasal passages, soothes sore throats, relieves coughs, contains natural menthol, naturally sugar-free. So if you do, again, start to feel something, these Thieves cough drops and Thieves lozenges contains natural ingredients, including peppermint and lemon essential oils, contains no dyes, artificial flavors, or preservatives. Use them for targeted support and overall wellness. So I actually have issues with the mask. After not having to suffer at all from asthma, unfortunately, wearing a mask activates my asthma. I am in the small percentage of individuals that it does a lot of damage immediately to my respiratory system. And so one of the ways that I'm able to deal with it is that I have Thieves lozenges or Thieves cough drops all the time to increase my oxygen level when I have to wear a mask. And then if I don't have those, then I might use a Thieves mint as well. So this is made from naturally derived ingredients, free of artificial sweeteners, dyes, and preservatives, contains Thieves and peppermint essential oils. And these are just all other ways to get some more Thieves in your life. So those are the things that I was going to share with you guys. Again, we're going to take another break so you can pause from having to look at all those slides and get a lecture. And then we're going to turn it to Miss Angela, and she's going to share her story. And then just a few more things with you guys.
All right, thank you, Tashina. So my story is probably going to sound a lot, well, at least a little bit like Tashina's and Dana's. So I was introduced to Young Living in 2015, and it was at a home party. But the funny story is I was so excited about these oils because I started out with the essential oils. And after purchasing, because then I had to wait to get it shipped, I started having buyer's remorse because my mom has multiple chemical sensitivity. And so I was like, oh my goodness. And she was actually living with us at the time to help me out with my kids. And so I was like, she's not going to be able to tolerate, the smells and the this and the that. And it was interesting. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to see what happens. So when it got shipped, and I was like, Mom, so I had this stuff and I need to see if it bothers you, your chemical sensitivity. And when it didn't, I was so happy because not only, did I know then for a fact from my own experience that, there were no chemicals in this, and actually it supported her and her health. So it was super, super exciting because once she had found out that she had multiple chemical sensitivity, we had to immediately change our lifestyle, change the products we were using. And at the time I was using a lot of products that I thought were good products. So a lot of the common ones that you see that are green, cleaners. But then after doing more research, I found out that a lot of these cleaners and these products are what they call greenwashed. So they can, in fact, if they just have one organic ingredient or one good ingredient on there, they can say they're organic, they can say they're green and clean, but in actuality, they may have other ingredients that are not. So I was just so thankful and so happy when we found the whole Thieves line and found Young Living because it's just helped our family tremendously. So then after I had kids, so that was the issue with my mom, but then after having kids, I dove even deeper into the lifestyle that I had already started because we were already, getting rid of all the chemicals and everything. We were already doing natural medicine and all of that stuff. So, but after having kids, I was like, okay, I really need to do more research. And I'm also a pediatric occupational therapist. So with the research for my kids and with the kids that I work with, I found out that a lot of these chemicals in these products that we use to clean our homes, so we're actually bringing this stuff into our home environment, a lot of them, they're linked to developmental delays. And then my kids also had allergies, outdoor allergies. They had food sensitivities, gut issues. that was kind of passed on from me. And so I can only imagine if we had not gone down this road and, we were using the Thieves products, because as Dana mentioned, not only, are these products like the Thieves products, this line, not only is it free of the chemicals, but it also supports your body. So that's just been a lifesaver for me and my kids. Then the other thing with me is that I grew up basically on antibiotics, I don't know, for years and years when I was little, because I constantly had strep throat or tonsillitis. So all the antibiotics just wrecked my gut health, again, which is kind of what I passed on to my kids. So now we're in the process of doing things to correct all of this. And people are really surprised, but these cleaners, these products, it just exacerbates the issues and the problems. So if you have gut health, you may be like, well, what does that have to do with, me using this cleaner or that cleaner? But it's actually so intertwined together and tied together. So when you do your research on that, it's just like eye-opening. So you need everything. I think Dana mentioned, we had to do diet changes. We had to detox our home. So all of it really matters, and all of it is super important. And I'll just add another piece to that. So that's my kids and that's my mom. But for me, because of the issues that I had with gut health, and then I had 2 C-sections, then I did extended nursing with my kids, but I didn't realize I wasn't getting the proper supplementation and the proper nutrients that I needed while I was doing all of that. So then I ended up with fibromyalgia. So again, all of these things, your immune system, the things that you bring into your home that you clean with and that you use every day, it does make a difference. And so I'm so thankful for the Thieves line, and I'm so thankful for Young Living. Because it's just been a huge help, and it has made such a big difference for me and my family. All right, so now with that being said, I'm going to share some recipes that you can, some DIY recipes that you can do with the Thieves products. Now, I just said DIY. I am so not a DIY person at all, but even I can do these recipes. They're so simple and they're so easy, and it's just amazing. So I'm going to start out with the glass and mirrors. So this is what you can put together to clean the glass and mirrors in your home. So you're gonna need a 16-ounce spray bottle, and you fill it up with water, but just make sure you don't fill it all the way up to the top, because you wanna leave enough room to add 1 capful of the Thieves household cleaner. You're going to need 5 drops of lemon essential oil, a tablespoon of white vinegar, and then you just have to make sure that you shake it up, every time that you use it. And your mirrors and your glass will not have any streaks. It's absolutely amazing. So also there's a DIY cleaner for your floors. So you're going to need 1 to 2 capfuls of the Thieves household cleaner, 5 drops of lemon or citrus fresh essential oil, and then you're going to need a 1/2 cup of vinegar. And it's just great for floors. So you're going to just get your bucket and you're going to put all that in there, and then you're going to add hot water, and then you're ready to mop your floor. Now, this is my all-time favorite, and I have tried this and it works amazing. So of course, we've gotten rid of the bleach, right? So how are you going to get those white socks white? And I mean, your kids are walking around the house with the white floors. My kids walk outside, with the white socks. So we're not using the bleach. So you're going to need this laundry whitener. And to make that, you're going to need 3/4 cup of the 3% hydrogen peroxide, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 10 to 15 drops of lemon essential oil, 3/4 cup of baking soda, and 7 cups of water. So basically you're going to need like a container that can hold a 1/2 gallon or more. So you're going to, put all that in there. And again, this is one that you have to make sure that you shake it up before you use it. And it really does. It gets your whites white. So I absolutely love it. No bleach. The bleach is gone. This is the perfect replacement. All right, so then the next slide is going to show, we have 3 more recipes, and one is the DIY Thieves scrub, because I will say that's one thing that I kind of missed at first, was like, okay, so you're not using, these other scrubs that have all the chemicals in it. It's like, okay, I need a scrub, so what are we gonna do? So you're gonna take 3 cups of baking soda and 3/4 cup of the Thieves household cleaner. You're gonna need your vinegar again, a tablespoon of that. And then you're going to need 30 drops of lemon. So what you're going to do is you need a bowl. So you're going to put all of that in a bowl first, and then you're going to mix it together until it forms like a paste. And then once you get your paste form, you're going to need to transfer it into an airtight container, some, like a jar, because it's going to, if you don't, it's going to dry out really quickly and it's not going to work very well. And that's why also it's recommended that you use it within 3 months, so that it'll maintain that texture that it's supposed to have to clean properly. All right, and what about a degreaser? So this is another one of my favorites. So you're gonna need 3 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner, and you're just gonna put that in a 16-ounce spray bottle. And like, that's it. Sometimes I will say though, I will add like a few drops of lemon essential oil, because that's such a great degreaser. You don't need to, and two, I like the way lemon smells. So sometimes I'll add that. Again, shake it up before use and you're ready to go. And it's an amazing degreaser. And then just for your all-purpose cleaner, you're going to take 1 capful of these. I will say when I have my all-purpose cleaner that I make up and I have it in the bathroom, sometimes I add a little bit more than a capful. Again, you don't have to, it's just me. But sometimes I do 1 to 2 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner. You just put it in a 16-ounce spray bottle, fill it up with water, and you're good to go. So like I said, I'm not a DIY person, but even I can do these. So they're super simple. They're awesome. All right. So now you talked about, all these great Thieves products and some DIY things that you can do. So how are you going to get these products? How are you going to get started? So basically, Young Living is amazing. So to get the wholesale pricing, basically you're going to get a starter kit, and you can pick a starter kit of your choice. And the wholesale membership, it's a free membership. So you just need to get the starter kit. And then you're going to be able to get 25% off all retail prices, which is great. Not only do you get that, but you get us. So you have a great community to support you, to answer your questions, to help you along the way. And it's amazing. I've learned so much from this community. You also can sign up for what we call essential rewards. And so that's great because you're getting a lot of freebies and all that stuff and points, and you can cash in and get stuff. So it's great. So now we are going to talk about another, did I miss a slide? Wait a minute. We're going to go to yep. So we're going to talk about a couple of different options you can do for the wholesale option. So option number 1 is you could purchase the Thieves Premium Starter Kit. So you see a picture there of everything that's in it. So I'm not going to read through everything, but you get all of these amazing products. So it's really just a great kit to get started with, because then you get many of the products that we've already talked about. And that the Thieves Premium Starter Kit is $125. So now option 2 would be to get the basic starter kit, which is $35. But then you would add the Thieves home cleaning kit, which is $118. And again, you can see on the slide, you can screenshot it of all the different products. We've talked about all of these products. They're amazing. But then you also get some great essential oils with the Thieves home cleaning kit. So that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So then we're going to talk about option 3, which is the basic starter kit, which is $35. But then you have your choice of like adding other products in. So again, as you can see on the slide, and you can screenshot that if you like, you even get samples of the Ningxia Red that Tashina talked about. So you get some great stuff with that basic starter kit. And then you're just able to add like some of these other things that we've talked about that maybe caught your eye or caught your attention. So that's another way. So these are the 3 different ways you can, get started to get that wholesale pricing. Now we'll talk a little bit about the Thieves Essential Rewards Kit, which is absolutely amazing. So once you're already, a member, you've already done all this other stuff, you can add this to your essential rewards. So in consecutive months after you're still ordering and you need this or you need that to, kind of stock up on some more Thieves products, the best way to do that is just to purchase this Thieves Essential Rewards Kit. And it's amazing. So again, you can see in the picture all the different things that you can get with this. It's all the products we talked about. You also get a bottle of the Thieves Essential Oil. So it's amazing. So I'm going to talk also a little bit about the Essential Rewards perks that you get. So Young Living is an amazing company. So they send you loyalty gifts. So the longer you stay on Essential Rewards and you're a loyal customer, they send you some great gifts. You earn points to be able to cash in and purchase other stuff just using your points. This is already, points that you've gotten from purchasing things. You get free shipping as long as you order 100 PV, the minimum, then you're going to get free shipping on your orders, which is nice. And then if you go up and you're ordering at like the 190 PV level, and we can give you more information about that, like what all of that means. But basically, you're purchasing $190, but we can explain more about that. But then you start getting freebies. So Young Living is just amazing, in that sense that you're able to just get so many free products. Along with that, you get access to exclusive discounted bundles, and you can also qualify to receive referral bonuses. So amazing stuff. Those are great perks. So you all have been amazing. Thank you so much for listening to us and just being attentive as we've gone through all of this information. It was definitely a lot. We thank you for your time. We're so appreciative of it. And now I'm going to turn you guys back over to Tashina.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions or anything, you can feel free to unmute yourself at this time. If you want to add anything, any comments, or put it in the chat. So again, just to reiterate for clarity, if you're watching the replay, if you're not part of the Young Living family, you want to get back with the person that sent you this video so that you can get one of those customized ways to get started. And if you are part of the Young Living family, really the best way for you to experience all of these products is to get our essential rewards kit. So get details on how to get signed up on that. It'll soon be changing to our subscribe and save program. So that's what it'll be starting next month. I order that once every 4 months. I just restock up on everything. And the other thing is this team is all about education. So we have 1 to 3 classes per week. Or events. We have our monthly spa parties. We have our Wellness Wednesdays. So the most important thing is for you to stay plugged in and continue to get education, because as we shared, that's really what changed our lives. The little changes over time. For me personally, like I told you guys about my allergies, it wasn't like that something magical happened, right? It took me a while to detox my home. It took me a while to start using certain things. And little by little, I was able to take those medications off because I used to be on so much over-the-counter medication for that. So keep plugging in, keep coming regularly to the education, and make a goal one time per month to try something new and to make these adjustments, and you'll see a lot of changes in your lives. So, all right, if we don't have any other questions, then we will close it out. Thank you guys for joining us again. And again, the replay will be available on YouTube as well as in the Facebook group afterwards. Have a good one.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night.